In the last 2 years since the awards were held here, there's been a significant change and a significant improvement across the services provided in Hackney for children, young people and families. And I just want to spend a minute or two reflecting in a kind of age chronological order, if you like, on some of those successes in the last 2 years. For our youngest children and families, we now have 23 children's centres, and we have in those centres excellence in very many forms. Excellence in support in terms of the quality of the daycare, the support provided for our childminders, the support generally provided for young families. Our children's centres are setting a path which others are following, and apart from anything else, the design of many of them is absolutely cutting edge and absolutely fantastic. And the enormous debt of gratitude we owe to our colleagues in the children's centres and in schools for giving our youngest children the best possible start will be replayed manyfold in the years to come when those young people do well. If we look at the primary sector, the breadth of celebration in the primary schools in Hackney is quite phenomenal. There has been a lot of focus on the outcome of students' performance at 11 in Hackney, and we know there are issues there which we wish to challenge. But when you look across the board at the academic success of children in Hackney primary schools, or the enormous contribution they make to the cultural life of our community, the fantastic work which they are doing to ensure that children have experiences and opportunities that they wouldn't often get in many other similar places, it's a great testament to the work of our head teachers, our teachers and other colleagues in our primary sector. In the secondary sector, which for understandable reasons perhaps in the last few years has received the greatest focus, the transformation is quite remarkable. We have seen, particularly in the last few years, tremendous improvement in performance of our schools and our students. We've seen the creation of additional schools, with 4 new schools joining the family of schools in Hackney and a 5th, the Skinners Academy, to join in September of next year. We've seen a major programme of investment on building schools for the future. We've seen a major improvement in the recruitment and retention of our teachers and our leaders. But perhaps most critically for the outside world, the thing they want to know is, has it made a difference to children's performance? Well, let's just reflect on this fact. In the last 2 years, Hackney has moved from being one of the lowest performing local education authorities in the country in terms of the success of children as measured by achieving 5 GCSEs, including English and Math, to being above the national average. But more importantly than being above the national average, because it's a hard test, our schools in Hackney are above the London average, which is a much higher baseline. So tremendous progress. And I'm afraid it doesn't stop there, so I'm going to say a little bit more. Because at post-16, where we have for too many years seen too many of our young people leave the borough at 16, or indeed leave the borough at 11 to attend school elsewhere so they can get sixth form provision, we've seen the opening of new sixth forms at Clapton Girls, at Stoke Newington. We've seen great developments in the diploma programme. We've seen great cooperation and collaboration between our staff. And what's been the impact? Well, the impact has been that Hackney is now, having been bottom of the league, almost at the national average for post-16 performance. And we have got, thanks to the enormous work of Cardinal Pole School, the tremendous asset of Hackney students beginning to break through a barrier of scoring 700 points in their combined scores. You know, frankly, when Mike Tomlinson was appointed as the chair, the first chair of the Learning Trust, if he had said to the Department for Education and Skills, as it was then, that by the turn of 2009-10, these will be the results achieved by schools, colleges and nurseries in Hackney, nobody would have believed him, and they would have called for the white van to take him away. So that success is down to the people in this room. it's down to your colleagues back at the institutions in which you work, and it's down to the colleagues who work day in, day out to ensure that children, young people and families in Hackney have better opportunities, better chances to demonstrate how effective they are.